Why would anyone buy digital art when they could just screenshot it for free? Why are people spending thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of digital dollars on digital artwork? Crypto art, aka NFT art, is booming in popularity right now, and it's pretty confusing, exciting, and polarizing. I've been getting asked a ton of questions lately about what the heck is going on. So I'm gonna try to break it all down in this video. We're gonna go over a lot. How can you get involved as an artist and a collector? Why are people doing this? Why is there so much money getting thrown around? And what are some potential directions that this could go in the future? So get comfortable, grab a snack, and let's talk about it. So let's start with the basics. What is an NFT? NFT stands for a non-fungible token. It is a digital token on the blockchain that represents an item. These tokens are always unique and they can always be traced back to whatever item they are representing. So how does this work for art? Well, this means that you can create a token, an NFT, and you can assign it to your digital art. You link them together and now your original art can be bought, sold, traded, and most importantly, it can be verified back to the original. So this is similar to in traditional art, how you have a provenance, which is basically the detailed history of an object or a work of art that can be traced back to the origin. Now, the main key difference here when it comes to an NFT is that these tokens are stored on the blockchain, so they're permanent. Everyone can see them and they can't be changed. They can't be hacked. Everyone can verify that they are legitimate. So for example, here's an NFT that I sold and you can just go ahead and you can just view this token. Here it is right here. This was transferred from this wallet to this wallet for this amount. And you can just click on the token and you can just follow all of the transactions that happened and will happen. Now it's important to realize that NFTs are not just for art. They can be for anything. It can be for music, for trading cards, for video game assets, for virtual plots of land. For anything that you can think of, NFTs are probably being bought, sold, traded, and collected. But for this video, we are just going to be talking about NFTs as art collectibles. And from an artist perspective, when someone wants to buy your art purely for the sake of being art, it's such a magical feeling. You know, I've been buying art my entire life, physical art like this, because I love art. I love supporting artists. But it's never been possible for my kind of art, digital art, animation. It's never been possible for people to buy that. Sure, I could get paid to do a job. I could get paid to make an ad for Sprite selling soda, but that's not art. That's doing a design job. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a difference. That's not making art out of passion. So it kind of makes me sad when I see other artists being really critical of making NFTs because, you know, they don't really understand it. They don't understand what's so cool about it, why collectors are spending so much money, why other artists are spending money to buy digital art from other artists. And what's also really cool is that when artists get supported, get work bought from them, they're much more likely to then turn around and buy work from other artists and create a feedback loop of artists becoming collectors and supporting other artists. And it's a really wonderful cycle. Okay, so going forward, it's important to try to have an open mind about what ownership really is. So for example, like I buy video game skins like in Fortnite or Valorant and stuff like that, but even though I buy them, do I really own them? Like if I wanted to give my video game skin to someone else or I wanted to sell it on eBay, I can't do that. So even though I paid for it, I don't really own it like I do with this cup. I can give this cup to someone else because I own this. So NFTs allow ownership of digital objects and digital collectibles in a way that hasn't really been possible before. So I found this article really great and it's going to answer these questions better than I can in this video. So I'm just going to roll through it. It's called The Complete Guide to Answering the Question You Cannot Hang Crypto Art on Your Wall, So Why Do You Buy It? So answer one is actually, well, you can hang them on your wall. So here's a gentleman who gets his crypto art printed out. And so these are obviously all going to be still images, like regular traditional paintings and stuff like that. But a lot of people, they have video frames. So here's a Samsung video frame. You can see the wire here that this could kind of display multiple images or even videos. And some people have these kind of virtual frames that can display videos. And so Beeple, who's like a crazy popular creator, he did an NFT drop a couple months back, and he put all of his digital everydays in these virtual artwork boxes. So all these were single editions, and they had the NFT like physical tokens included, which is really cool. And something he said that was really great on a School of Motion podcast about this was that since every single box has the unique token, if anything happens to someone's artwork, if they lost their box or something like that, since they have their unique token and they were able to provide that to Beeple, he could replace their artwork because he knows he was able to verify that this person was the purchaser of this unique artwork, and they could replace it for them. So answer 2 is that the phone and computer screen is the new wall. So what do you spend more time looking at digital screens or empty walls? And I think everyone knows the answer to that, is that you can just hang it on your screen. So, if you're out and about on the town, your collection can be viewed by anyone, anywhere, at any time, not just people who are coming into your home. You have the option of showing it off to more people. For example, this lovely piece that I bought by Danny Stern, I can carry it with me at all the time, not just have it sitting on my wall. And of course, obviously, anybody is free to look at it on Instagram at any time. That's fine. Anyone can look at it for free, but I own it. Just like anyone can go look at the Mona Lisa in a museum, but one person owns it. Answer 3 is obviously you're supporting artists. Who doesn't want to support artists? When you're buying a painting, you're not paying for the raw materials. You're paying for the time and effort of the artist. That's what you're really paying for, is supporting someone. You want to appreciate someone who put in a lot of hard work for that and believing in that idea. So art isn't just for decorating the walls. Owning something digital doesn't give it less value. Physicality is such a bad metric to analyze something for its value, especially in today's world where VR, AR, digital, physical, it's all combining at such a crazy rate where the walls are dropping. Okay, the curtain is dropping, and it's gonna be hard to tell where the line is drawn anymore. But for this, I want to go into this collector's perspective of why they purchased a 24 by 24 pixel image for 140 ETH, which is on January 6th when they put this up. Ethereum was priced at $1,200 US, so this is about more than $140,000, probably way more than that. Even now, this is way more than that. And CryptoPunks are these about 10,000 unique collectible characters that are all uniquely generated, and they have a crazy following. People go crazy for trading these collectibles. I think the cheapest one now is about $20,000. So why do people go crazy for CryptoPunks from this person's perspective? So he says, when someone buys a Rolex in the real world, they don't spend thousands of dollars because of the watch's utility, because it can tell time, right? A simple $5 watch could do the same thing. It's because they want to flex. They want to say, hey, look, I'm rich. I can afford this expensive watch. But how do people do that in the virtual world when everyone's behind avatars? They can't just post a picture and say, hey, I'm rich. Well, actually, they can with an NFT when everyone is able to go and verify that transaction and see that crazy purchase price. Some people really do have a desire to just go ahead and buy something expensive. Some people want to flex. I didn't buy this watch because it can tell time, because it's a utility. Well, I didn't buy it at all, actually. My wife did. But you buy something because you like it, because it looks nice. So who's to judge this person because they wanted to buy a pixel image for hundreds of thousands of dollars? If you're rich, you like something, you want to buy it. And since I started recording this video, actually, there was a huge sale of this CryptoPunk for 550 ETH, which is a little over $1 million US. Now, this is honestly crazy. Would I buy this pixel image for $1 million? Probably not. But good for them. It's pretty awesome. Answer 5 is you hang them in virtual galleries. Real walls are for boomers. Okay, this physical wall space, it's not gonna be around much longer, okay? In a couple years, we're all just gonna have headsets, we're gonna be tapped into the matrix, and we're gonna be walking around in virtual museums looking at virtual artwork. And when you are in the virtual space and you're in a virtual museum, you wanna make sure that the art you're looking at is not a fraud, okay? You wanna make sure it's legit. And you're gonna be able to do that by making sure that your NFTs are real, okay? So there are tons of really cool virtual places that you can go to and look at virtual art. In fact, I'm collaborating on a virtual museum right now with some friends, so be sure to follow us if you want to check out our progress and stay up to date, see how it turns out. Now, answer 6 is better liquidity. So a lot of people are flipping NFTs. They are a store of value because it never deteriorates. It's easy to transfer and prove that it's real. You can check out how much things are going for on sites like cryptoart polls, and you can see, for example, we're going back to Beeple here. Some of these Beeples had an initial sale of maybe he sold them for $1 and then would go on the resale market for around $100,000. And a lot of these artists, especially popular artists, can have resales of crazy amounts. So especially Beeple. I mean, Beeple goes crazy on reselling for 5-6 figures. This is not a normal situation for most artists having crazy flips like this, but it is definitely possible for artists' work, especially if they're popular, to become more valuable over time, just like any popular traditional artist, Picasso or Monet, to become more popular. People want to buy artists' work. Just because it's digital doesn't make it less valuable. Answer 7 is traditional physical art isn't always hung on the wall either. A lot of times, these rich, mustache twirling, cigar smoking collectors, they buy crazy expensive art and then they wrap it in bubble wrap and saran wrap and they just put it in an airtight vault and no one ever sees it because it's a store of value. So I want to just talk about some, this one art event that I found to be super interesting. A lot of people were very upset by it, but I found it to be pretty interesting. And the reason I bring this up is because I think it kind of shows like potential avenues of where this stuff can go. Okay, so what this was this artist Pack recreated the creation of Adam by Michelangelo with AI, and it was divided up into a bunch of blocks, and it starts black, and collectors bid on each block, and when each block is purchased, it unlocks. You can guess which blocks were the most valued, right? But as each block gets bid on, all the other blocks go up in value until they become basically too expensive to purchase. So it's going to start locking out all the other blocks so that most of it is going to remain unpurchased in black. So it's going to settle in kind of a random revealed pattern like this, so that the final artwork will kind of be generated by the collectors. And what I found interesting about this is it plays off of the initial Michelangelo's artwork, the creation, which kind of built the question of who creates who. Does God create man, or does man create God? It's a very heady piece of artwork. And so the thing I like about this is it's really asking, who is creating this? Is the artist creating it, or are the collectors creating it? Or is it plagiarism and the original artist Michelangelo created it? I don't know. I just think it's pretty thought-provoking. I can't see this kind of interactive work happening in any other medium, okay? This doesn't seem like it's possible without it being in like an NFT, digital interactive space. And now all these collectors who won all of these blocks, they're free to do whatever they want with them. They can keep them in their collection, they can hold on to them, they can trade them with other people, they can resell them later. And I just really enjoy this. I think it's kind of opening the doors for a lot of really interesting things to happen. And I just kind of find the whole idea really fascinating. And then answer 8 is ignores, because at the end of kind of all of this, I think there's going to be two camps of people. There's going to be people who think this is super exciting, I love it, sign me up, and there's going to be people that just think this is dumb, it's all a scam, and I hate it. And I think it's okay wherever you fall, but you know, the way I see it is that this is kind of an unstoppable force. The train is leaving the station, and if you're not on board, I think you're gonna get left behind, to be honest. So how can you get started as an artist or a collector? Well, there's tons and tons of different marketplaces and platforms that you can choose from. For example, sites like OpenSea, you can sell any kind of digital art, virtual worlds, collectibles. There's tons and tons of stuff that you can choose from. Same with Rarible. I'm pretty sure that anyone can just sign up and start selling pretty much whatever you want on here. Then there are sites like Nifty Gateway that do kind of these much more bigger promoted drops. So you can see that they'll have drops from kind of bigger creators, even some musicians like Chromatic are on here, and they'll kind of promote these big drops. And I'm pretty sure that you know, sites like Nifty Gateway and SuperRare, they have much tougher application processes. So SuperRare might take months or maybe longer to get accepted to these platforms. They're much more curated. And for example, SuperRare, you can only sell 1 out of 1 editions of your artwork. So every single one of these artworks on here, they'll only be sold 1 time. Whereas other marketplaces like Rarible, you can sell multiple copies of your art. Now, that doesn't make any site better or worse than anything else. It's just different. So you just got to go on and you can, you know, check out lists of all these different platforms and just see what kind of looks better for you, what you think might be better. And the other thing you'll need is you need to make a wallet and have cryptocurrency. Most of the time it's going to be Ethereum. Now, all that kind of stuff, this is not a financial channel. I'm not giving you any kind of advice. Okay, cryptocurrency can be dangerous, it's volatile, you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. All that stuff, you'll have to go figure it out on your own from a non-motion design channel. But most of these platforms, when you're signed up, they will have help on how to get this stuff linked up. But you know, just be careful. This stuff can be ripe with scams and people trying to get your money. So just watch your back, all right? But I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you have any more questions or you'd like to learn more about any of this stuff in the future, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything else that there's left to explore, maybe we can make some follow-up videos or dive deeper into it in the future. So hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.